Halo, Assalamualaikum. Selamat siang semuanya. Hari Senin kita ketemuan lagi. Nah, hari ini kita ngomongin seperti biasa ya. Hari Senin ada yang hafal nggak? Kalau hari Senin, hai Dinda, kita ngomongin tentang tubuh wanita. Kaitannya dengan deeper wellness kayak gitu. Nah, karena hari ini tuh istilahnya ngomongnya lebih ke medis, jadi saya ngundang Dokter Hasan untuk sharing dengan kita kayak gitu. Di sini nanti kalian bisa tanya apa aja ya seputar temanya sama yang saya sudah publish itu. Nanti saya translate sedikit-sedikit istilahnya poin-poinnya aja yang saya translate. Kalau nanti kalian ingin lihat detailnya kayak gitu dan kalian nggak seberapa fluent bahasa Inggrisnya, kalian bisa klik subtitle. Insya Allah subtitlenya itu udah kita setting, tapi kurang lebih dia bisa 6 jam sampai 24 jam baru subtitle Indonesianya keluar kayak gitu. Hi guys. Alright, so let me just, bring him here. Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to drag you here today.
Yes, all right. Your connection is not so great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw you were having to refresh a couple of times.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me try with Green Mommy Shop instead.
Yeah, I think you need to do that.
What about now?
Your sound is finally breaking up. Maybe there are too many people using the Wi-Fi at the same time to do stuff, so it's slowing it down. You're
Is
frozen
it
right
okay
now.
Am I
It's
frozen now?
terrible. Okay, now it's back to normal.
It's okay. Let's try with this one.
Yeah, let's try. But
Okay,
next time you're going live, maybe you tell the staff to reduce their use until you're done.
well, actually, I'm using another modem right now, and is it clear now?
Not really that clear, but it's okay. Let's try.
Can I just try to change the last one? I tried 3 different kind of modem, different one.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Don't use those modems. They're terrible. They're not good.
No, I mean,
Because either you use your phone directly or you use the Wi-Fi, Green Mamisha Wi-Fi. Don't use a modem because those are all terrible. They'll just make your phone slower.
no, I'm saying, sorry, it's not a phone, it's a phone modem. It's not modem as modem.
Okay, all right.
Okay, let's try with this one.
Yeah, all right. We'll try.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. Yeah, so the topic today is we're talking about the signs in the body that people think it's normal or it's only cosmetics. For example, say cosmetics wise, meaning skin, right? So as people grow older, they think it's, something to do with this, either the sun or something to do with their cosmetics that is not the right one. We call it dermatitis and acne, skin's age spots, liver spots, moles, warts, in those kind of realms. So that's one thing. Another thing, a body sign other than the cosmetic one, which those I name, people resolve into looking to skincare unless it's like really annoying, then they go to the doctor. Otherwise they just go to the fine cosmetics, skincare, right? Another thing is like mouth, bad breath, right? And like for women, like unpleasant smell in, vagina, unpleasant smell. And well, in here is we all women here. So another thing is body odor. So those kind of telltale sign, people will think that has nothing to do with external and internal environment. So I'm bringing you here to
Got it.
like, yes, as general, like, is that just what people think, or there is bigger issue underneath it, and then what is like kind of general guidelines, not going into like specific solution. Okay.
Okay. The first one is what? You want to start where?
Okay, I'll start with in Indonesian, people blame the sun a lot. So it's sunspots, what you call it, moles is one of them. And then because of humidity, they blame also warts or kutil, and, you know, acne, whichever you want to tackle first.
It's all the same, pretty much. It's not to do with the sun. If anything has to do with the sun, it is the fact that you don't get enough. Uh,
Honey,
you're
just a minute.
reloading again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
you're
switch.
reloading.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You have to do these things before you go live, not in the middle of a live session, right?
Yes.
And now yeah, my. Mhm. Okay, let's try again.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. All right, first of all, it's not to do with the sun. It has, if anything, is they don't get enough sun. They don't get enough D vitamin because D vitamin is essential for the body's immune system to work properly and restore the body cells. So that's the first thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Um, you gave me a list: bad breath, body odor with vagina smell, which is to do with the pH, skin disease, skin tags, moles, liver spots, and dandruff. Okay.
Yeah, body odor as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All of these, without any exception, all of these comes from the health state of your body. Okay. Bad breath has to do with what you eat and when you eat it, actually. Those two things have to go together. All
Mm-hmm.
right, because otherwise you're trying to digest your food while you're sleeping, which is not, it's not good.
Mm.
All right. And the fact is people eat too much meat.
Yeah.
People who are eating a lot of animal protein, meat, eggs, milk, chicken, fish, have 10 times more likely to have bad breath and body odor than people who are just eating a plant-based diet. So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I mean, when I see Indonesian diet, the typical diet, I
Mm.
see a lot of problems with it. Okay, because it has a lot of carbohydrates, a lot. You know, like
Yeah.
if they eat nasi goreng, bami goreng, it's the veggies are maybe 5% at the most, and 95% is basically rice or noodles.
Mm.
And if besides that, it's chicken or fish or whatever they're eating it with. But it's
Yeah.
only 5% the vegetable part. So if you do that, what it's going to do is it's creating a lot of gas. It's creating a lot of imbalance in the body. So that's one thing: the bad breath and body odor. The sorry, the vagina smell is have a lot to do with the pH in your body, right?
Mm.
And the you have to start with fibers. You have to start by eating more fibers. So instead of eating white rice, you can eat brown rice, for example, and eat less rice and more vegetables, because white rice don't give you a lot of good fibers. They don't have any much nutrition at all. So if you want the pH, if the pH of the vagina is off, meaning it has a fishy smell, for example, pardon for saying this, but it means that your body is also having a bad pH,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem, right? And a bad pH is actually stopping your nutrition from being absorbed as well. And it actually also reduces fertility,
Interesting.
So, yeah, because the sperm is traveling in an acidic environment, and so that means that they will pretty much be killed before they reach the egg, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and of course also when people are putting their handphones in their pocket close to their the private parts, either it's a woman or a man, it's both having the EMF, and that is also a thing that can reduce fertility. So never
Yeah.
put your phone in your pocket or in your lap. And the same thing for your laptop is put it on the table. Don't put it on your lap, because EMF radiation from a laptop is more than from a phone,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so let's get to skin diseases. 99% of all skin diseases, we're not talking about skin, what do you call it, like accidents, like you get a sunburn, or you get, what do you call it, you put on something on your skin that has a bad reaction. We're not talking about those external things. We're talking about acne, dermatitis. It does not come from, very rarely, it's very, very rare that it comes from an external source. Dermatitis usually is expressing some problem in the body, whether it's the liver, kidney, spleen, could be pretty much anything, right? So it means that you're not getting the right nutrition, and you're eating stuff that is not good for you. Acne, acne has a lot of different aspects, obviously, because it has to do with your hormones as well.
Yeah.
But people like to say, oh, it's something hereditary, and it's they're trying too much to focus on the hormones. So when they
Yeah.
go to the dermatologist, he will give you some kind of hormone treatment, or give you a combination of a cream combined with some kind of pills that you will take,
Yeah.
right?
It's true. Yeah.
And it rarely, very rarely works. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and the times that those things work is only as long as you're using those medicine. Once you stop the medicine, it will go back to being a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the common thing with pretty much everything you do when you go to the doctor, right? He is trying to remove the problem, but the problem is sometimes just a symptom of another problem, and they don't know. Unfortunately, this is the problem with. Where did you go?
Here.
Yeah, I don't see you. You're not. You're loading again. All
Oh.
right. No, I'm loading. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in Indonesia with the bad connection these days.
It's
Indonesia
rainy
is supposed to have
season.
one of.
Probably.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that has an effect. So you can hear me, right?
Yeah. Hear you clearly.
Okay, if you can hear me, then everybody else can hear me. All right. So this now I'm loading. Mm, mhm. Yeah, okay, I'll try again. All right. Yeah, sorry for that. The technology is not as it could be. So, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. All right, I'm back. Okay, so this is a general advice, and maybe you could call this a little special lesson for how health and doctors work. All right. The fact is, modern medicine, they have little knowledge about how to create a healthy person. They only know how to remove symptoms. So if you go to the doctor and you tell him, I have migraine, I have some kind of thing on my skin, and I have some other situation, maybe low energy, I'm very tired always. There are three different things. The way he is treating you is he will give you a medicine for the migraine, he will give you a medicine for whatever he see on your skin, and then he will give you another medicine for the lack of energy. Three different. Okay. So he is treating the symptoms instead of the cause of those symptoms. Because they are not trained to look for the cause and remove the cause. They're not trained to do that because they are pretty much working hand in hand with the pharmaceutical industry, and that's how they make billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars. So that's how that works. All right, which is also why it's very easy for people to think that anything that happens, it must be something external, like the
Yeah.
sun or something else, right? So that's a problem, okay? Holistic doctors, they are not looking at it the same way. Whether they are doing Chinese medicine, whether they are doing homeopathic medicine or herbal medicine, they train how to. Ah, come on. Okay, yeah, I'm back again. All right. Whether they are, any kind of holistic or natural medicine, it's most of them. Oh, your connection is just, can you hear me even?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. All right. Okay. It keeps loading. It's that connection you got there is terrible. You really need to work on that
Okay.
because otherwise, people are gonna see an hour video and 20 minutes is just gonna be trying to get connection back, and that's not good.
Yes, yes, we look
Anyway, so
into that.
like I was saying, there are exceptions, but most holistic medicine, they know how to restore your immune system so your body works optimally. Okay, I'm 59 years old. Yeah. And I would say I am more healthy than 95% of people who are 30 years old in Indonesia. Yeah. Okay, that's a serious statement there. But it's very clear it's because I focus on my immune system, not on small things like having a pimple or having something on my skin. No, when I see something, anything that doesn't seem normal or healthy on my body, I work on getting my whole body to be as healthy as possible through the diet, of course, and through avoiding things that can cause it in the diet, like, for example, eating too much sugar, eating too much salt, or not having enough sleep so the body can, replenish its resources and so on. I go into all of those things, making sure of that. And the fact is, I barely get anything that is discomfort physically for years and years and years. All right, so it works. All right, so if you do like that, you will never really have any serious problems. All right, um, let's get back to the list. So
Yeah.
Okay, you can still hear me. All right.
Yeah,
People can't see us, but they can hear us. Okay, good. So as long
we
as you
can.
can
I
hear
can
us, it's
hear you.
fine.
I
So,
can see you.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back. I can see myself too. So, okay, skin diseases is 95, if not more percent, something that's going on that has to be fixed. And you have to fix the whole body. And the whole body is based on getting enough, drinking enough, hydrating enough, eating a balanced diet, meaning that making sure you get all the different nutrition that you need, the vitamins, the minerals, the trace minerals, and so on. And also getting the right amount of carbohydrate, not too much, not too little. You can have too little as well. Getting the right amount of protein, which is 0.7 gram per kilo of weight. So that means that I'm 76 kilo. That means that I need about 65, 68 gram per day if I'm active, which I am. Okay. So, and getting enough sleep and also getting enough sun because you don't really get D vitamin except from the sun unless you take supplements, and supplements you can't compare to getting the sun. It's so different. Right. So that's how that is. When we go to skin tags are mainly from stress situations. All right, like if if me, who is like very healthy, are in a stress situation, I don't get any response from my body like dermatitis or skin tags or something like that. I don't get anything. But if I was not as healthy as I was, and then I get into a very stressful situation, which might cause me not to get sleep, not to make sure I hydrate, and not to eat, because maybe I will be, depressed because of the stress, and then I will eat more comfort food, which is like animal protein, maybe candy, maybe cake and other thing, ice cream, all the kind of things that is making you out of balance when it comes to the health. Me eating more than I should. That will be because of a stressful situation. So the stress plus the not proper diet will cause some things like skin tags and dermatitis and other things reacting from the body inside. All right. So that's mainly the reason skin tags happen. Moles, moles usually develop over a period of time and is also expressing the lack of regeneration of cells, especially skin cells. That's what moles comes from. And a lot of other things that happens on your skin comes from the lack of the skin cells, how can I call it? You know, the skin cells is constantly reproducing. That's why people are exfoliating. That means
Yeah.
that they're removing the dead skin cells, right? Which is not always a bad thing, but excessive is exfoliating is actually not good for you. Not excessive. Okay, so you have to be careful because what happens is the skin cells dies, they automatically get a way to get to expose the new, fresh and young skin cells. If you are excessively exfoliating, you actually expose the skin cells, the new skin cells, before they are ready to be exposed. So it's actually not good to do too much. It's okay to do it once in a while, but if you're doing it every day you're exfoliating, you're gonna be putting a stress level on your body that can cause a lot of problems in long term. Okay, so reduce the amount if you're doing a lot. Okay, I mean doing it a couple of times a month is okay, but not like 3 days a week you're exfoliating. That's too much. It's not good for you. All right. So you can say that it's like a lot more. Majority of problems you see in your body If you're not dealing with it, it will be expressed in the skin. So if you are seeing it on your skin, it means it's been trying to tell you that you got a problem in your organs or with your diet. You had it for a while before it comes to your skin. All right. So
Yeah.
when it comes to your skin, it means that you didn't pay attention to sickness that happens before the skin, such as lack of energy, lack of like insomnia, other things, depression. All right, they come before it comes to your skin usually. All right, where are we now? Moles, liver spots.
Yeah, this is
Liver
very common.
spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very common, and of course, your liver is like a filter for your blood. Okay, it's a liver. It's for your blood, and your blood is transporting your nutrition. That's the first thing. That's why when you're eating food, especially if you're eating meat and heavy foods, you get lazy right after you eat. You maybe even before you finish your meal, you're already like, ah, like that. You're feeling, okay, now I need to sit down and relax because what happens is, as soon as you're digesting your food, all the blood, a majority of the blood is now busy helping the digestion of your foods. So that means that you don't have a lot of energy because your energy is, your blood is pumping to your muscles and your brain to go out and do something. And when that doesn't happen because of the digestion. So now what happens is, if your liver is not healthy, that means that liver cells are dying because of bad nutrition and other things, toxins and stuff like that. It means that the capacity of purifying the blood through going through the liver and the kidneys, they have a little bit different functions, but the liver is the biggest problem, you could say. And then the kidneys are kind of regulating the process of the liver. So that means that once you have a lot of problems with your liver, it will secondarily go to the kidney problems. So liver spots, excuse me, liver spots is the first sign you can't play around. You
Yeah.
can't play around. Once you get liver spots, you're in trouble. Okay, you need to focus on purifying your liver. Um, One of the ways to do that is to get, make a detox, all right, and try and keep, after the detox, try and keep a good diet. Don't just do a detox and go back to your bad diet. But then you
Yeah.
will have a detox and not a month later and a month later. Because even detoxing, even though it has a good function, it helps you, but it's like if you're doing that too often, instead of just having a healthy lifestyle, you're putting stress on your body as well.
Yeah.
All right. And after you're doing it 10, 15 times, the effect is not as good. All right. Because now you are putting stress on your body. You shouldn't need to do a detox. If you have a diet like my diet, I have never in my life done a detox because I never needed it. And that's one of the reasons why at 59 years old, I can keep my body so healthy. Is I'm extreme in health when it comes to health. I can get away with sleeping 5 or 6 hours for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks without feeling any problem with it. While most people, they need to have at least 8 hours. 7.5 to 8 hours is the optimal. Don't go below 7, don't go above 8, right? But if you are extremely healthy like me, you can go 5 or 6 hours for weeks without feeling any problem. All right. I wake up after 5 hours, after weeks and weeks of sleeping only 5 hours every single day. I wake up rested and clear-headed. All right. And that's because working out and my diet. And I'm not having an extreme diet. I'm just, limiting animal products. I do eat. I'm not 100% vegan, but I might eat, meat 1 or 2 times a week maximum, right? And then some weeks I don't eat anything and I don't eat eggs and I don't drink milk and cheese. Those are completely out because that's really rubbish. Okay. So anyway, like I was talking about the liver now. So your liver spots is a reaction on your skin telling you about the condition of the liver. It can be either you have dead liver cells and they are hard to restore, but it's possible to restore a liver. Okay, as long as your liver has at least 50% cells, you can actually restore the liver cells. It's possible. And I don't care what doctor tells you that it's not possible. It is possible. I have done it. I've seen it. And I've seen it on patients throughout the years of practicing. And I do have 25 years of clinical practice, even though on and off I'm doing something else. Okay. So anyway, so how do you help your liver? First of all, you reduce the animal products, meat of any kind, whether it's fish, chicken, beef, pork, whatever it is, okay? No eggs, milk, and cheese, including yogurt, of course, because that's a milk product. If you reduce that drastically, either completely or maybe 10% of what you normally do, all right? And at the same time, you increase vegetables, okay? Not so much fruit, but vegetables. You can eat fruit like a banana and an apple per day is fine, okay? But you need to have a lot of vegetables, carrots, broccoli, bunga kol, all of those, and then also reduce the spices and especially like the chilies, the thing that makes the food more hard to eat. You reduce that. And then you add a coffee enema. All right? Okay, so you do the coffee enema maybe once a day for like 2 weeks. All right? And then you increase the vegetables content and reduce the sugar to close to 0 and the salt a little bit as well. Then you help your liver to get back to normal. But once you've done that, you have to keep on a healthy diet, okay? All right, and we have plenty of videos that explains what a healthy diet is, and we have the courses, Introduction to Healthy Eating, I think it's called. We have some courses that you can take to learn about how to keep a healthy diet, and we even have exercise programs that you can take. So, dandruff, yes. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on getting rid of dandruff by getting dandruff shampoos, dandruff conditioner, and all of those things. And that's fine. It's fine to use an external product to wash your hair and stuff. But the thing is, your scalp, the scalp, which is where the dandruff doesn't come from the hair. It comes from your scalp, from the skin on top of your head, okay? And the fact is that all the body heat, more than 80% of your body heat goes through your scalp, all right? Many people don't realize that but you have to remember that it's a small area here compared to the rest of the skin on your body. You have a small area and a lot of heat coming out of that scalp is also going to make the scalp more dry.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, so that means that the number one factor in dandruff is lack of hygiene. Okay? But it's not the only thing, because the thing is, if you have, what do you call it? If you have dandruff, it's basically dead skin cells from the scalp, right? That's basically what it is. And why don't you see that on your arms and on your legs or on your chest or on your back? is because of how active your scalp, the skin on your scalp is.
Yeah.
It's hyperactive compared to the rest of your body. All right. So that means that it's taking more of the hydration to restore, but it also has to reproduce the skin cells in the right ratio, in the right amount of how fast it goes, and it can't do that when your skin in general is not healthy. If you don't get the right of E vitamins, A vitamins, for example, right? And also, if you get too many, if you eat too many calories, the wrong kind of carbohydrates will give you the bad kind of calories that will actually reduce how quickly your skin cells regenerate. And that's not just the skin cells, that's your whole body, because your whole body consists of cells. All right.
Yeah.
There's no part of your body that is not consisting of individual cells. And every individual cell has to be regenerated on a certain ratio. Your skin cells have a ratio, your liver cells have another ratio, and so on and so on how fast it regenerates. And the fact is, your skin cells is the most quick to regenerate more than any other part of your body, right? So that means that you have to take more care of your skin in terms of your nutrition than anything else. Your liver and your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ
Organ.
in the body, even like that,
Yeah.
because it's so thin. It's such a thin layer that it doesn't seem logical, but the fact is, it is. It is the fastest reproducing cells of your body. Second to that is your liver, all right? But only if you give it the right nutrition. All
Yeah.
right, let's see. Okay, that was the list. That was basically going through the list. You have the specific questions.
Yeah, I have specific question here. This from one of the
Okay.
IHL students. Is asking. She has a friend that tell her have a small wound on her hand. If it's a woman, right? It's itchy, and then she said that it has something to do with the pre-diabetic condition, and also one of the sign is the kid the teeth is what you call it, deteriorating, like rotten. If you see that kind of skin teeth condition in most kids, well, in Indonesia it's a lot, not compared to in what you call that, advanced country. Kids before their toddlerhood or reach, or not toddlerhood, sorry, until like they're 6 7, and then you see their teeth is like blackish and deteriorating. And is that a sign
You're
of
saying
diabetic?
no. Am I on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? I think
Yes.
you lost the sound. Okay, all right, I'm back now. All right, so listen,
Uh-huh.
that's not true. It is not
Mm.
pre-diabetic, okay? It is pre having a bad health, yes, but it could be other things that happen. It's not specific to diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a unprofessional statement. It's not based
Mm.
on knowledge.
Okay.
All right. Maybe you can find some people who have diabetes who had something like that in the beginning. All right. But you
Mm-hmm.
can find another 20 different conditions other than diabetes that also has this
Yeah.
before it expressed the
Mm-hmm.
condition. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not specific for pre-diabetes. All right.
Yeah.
However, I would say the majority of Indonesians who are in a pre-diabetic situation because of their diet, right, and lack of
Mm.
exercise.
Mm.
So it's not if you have a wound that is itchy, all
Yeah.
right, well, it depends on, you say on the hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There can be many different reasons why it's itchy.
Yes, true.
If I saw a picture of the wound, I would tell a lot more, but
Uh,
without a picture, a wound is a wound. What kind of wound is it? Is it a
mm.
wound? Actually you only call it a wound if you have an injury. Otherwise, it's not a wound.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So it might not even be a wound. Maybe it's just the skin showing some kind of symptom.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure if it's a wound or not they are talking about. Because if it's
Yeah.
itchy and it's an actual wound, like somebody cut or scraped their hand, and then it was bleeding, and then the blood is coagulating to restore the skin cells and stuff like that, and then it's itchy. Well, if it's on the hand, because your hand is exposed to a lot of different things during the day,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
even it's exposed to you washing your hands, maybe the soap will have a reaction on the wound itself. So there can be many reasons for that to be itchy. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with pre-diabetes.
Yeah.
So show me a picture of the wound and I can identify the causes probably, right?
Okay. All
So
right. Can I ask?
don't use Dr. Google. Yeah. Yes.
Or I want to
You
ask you something. I mean, like, enlighten us, okay? I mean, like, I've been telling this so many years, but
okay.
it seems people don't really grasp it. So let the doctor say it. So people, if it comes to sign on the skin, will resort to find solution removing the sign. Like, say, is it moles, it's warts, it's we call it sunspot, liver spot, they'll laser it or find the newest, what you call it, trending brand for hyperpigmentation or, stuff like that. I said, no, you gotta wait. And then, you know, I mean, like, resolve it externally with, we call it, a product that will work, but also mainly work internally. But, people just know this is the sun, like what you just explained. This is not the fault of the sun. Like,
Okay. All right. I get what you're meaning. Okay. First of all,
yeah.
if you have skin problems
Mm,
and 99% of all skin problems, well, let's say 95, because
okay.
there's no perfect statistic, but I would estimate 95% because based on my experience. So 95% of you see on your skin
Mm,
is a reaction to something's going on in your body. And if you remove it, if you have a rash and then you put on some cream to remove the rash, you're removing a sign to do something inside your body. So if you
mm,
do that, maybe you remove it and it will come back, but it will another way another time later on,
yeah.
right? Then you
Mm-hmm.
keep telling your body, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you're telling me about
Yeah.
whatever it might be. Okay,
Mm,
so your body will develop even into becoming a cancer. All right.
yeah.
I would say, depending on what cancer we are talking about, because there are many kinds of cancers, colon cancer and
Mm,
so on. I would say uh, maybe 80 to 90% of cancer could have been avoided by listening and reacting to the symptoms in the right way.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All of this cancer research is a big business. They're not actually looking for a solution. Okay, they don't want to avoid cancer. They want to get a way to remove the cancer once it's there, once it's manifested, or even once it's to do. They don't want to actually avoid cancer. That's not what they're in. They are in the business of finding medicines that can remove cancers once it's there, which is very difficult, almost impossible. So there are some kinds of cancer that, even though I specialize in cancer, one of my specialties is cancer. There are some cancers that is almost impossible, and some are impossible. Okay, that there's no way other than surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, and even when you do surgery, your chance of actually getting back to having cancer is actually still a high, risk, even after surgery. There's a lot of people who get surgery removing cancer here and there, and comes later because people
Yeah.
don't understand that every person in this world has cancer. I have cancer. You have cancer.
Yeah.
But those are in minority, are such a tiny minority in your whole trillions of cells in your body, right? You might have 100 cancer cells, and a trillion healthy cells, all right? So that means that the cancer cells can thrive to multiply,
Yeah.
okay? So why do they multiply and become a problem is when you have lack of proper acid condition, you know, those things give it the right environment to grow into a cancer. Okay, and then once that happening, your body start telling you, hey, something is going on. You have many ways, many skins, and not just the skin. Skin is because you see the thing is, look at your body. Everything is skin. So of course, the main way your body can show you something is wrong is through that skin. It's obvious,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And maybe you have colon cancer and the skin around that area of your body is expressing something, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's a serious lecture to go through the whole thing, and most of it, most
Yeah.
people wouldn't even understand a third of what I'm saying. But you can understand it as your body telling you something through your skin, because that's the only way you can see, because your
Yeah.
whole body is covered with skin. All right,
Yeah.
you can see the other symptoms are expressed in how your energy is, or you developing secondary diseases
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because of your organs are not working optimally,
Yeah.
right? So you can say that uh, cancer is the optimal energy of your healthy body,
Mm.
right? And most other diseases are like a precursor to the cancer,
Yeah.
right? So if you remove the symptoms and you cure those minor diseases,
Mm.
the cancer will go away. It still have the environment to reproduce the bad cells.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to take your body seriously, your skin signs seriously, and deal with it internally through your diet. And,
Yeah.
and also, like I said, 90% has to do with the diet. The last 10%, it could be like you might be painting your house with some kind of toxic paint, or there might be a chemical in paint
I just
that
about to
as a
ask you that.
yeah, Or it could be that, like for example, those people working at the Petronas, what is it, not Petronas, what is it called?
Pertamina.
Petamina, yeah. Those gas stations, they're exposed to gasoline is very carcinogenic. So you're standing there filling people's motorcycle tanks and whatnot. And what you see, if you look, if you are going to fill your motorcycle or car, and you look at where the especially on a hot day, you can see how the fumes
Yeah.
from where the gas is coming out, the fumes are there. And those people, not just the guy with the car who is getting a fill and he's standing next to the woman who is filling. I know there's between them infertile. Yeah. But when they're sitting there maybe 8-9 hours a day, 6 days a week, filling and getting those fumes right in their face. And
Yeah.
the mask is not going to help you. You need a special kind of mask that has a heavy filters just to avoid getting these carcinogenic fumes in, right? And
Yeah.
that's a serious cause of cancer. So that's an example. The fact that we have in our lives, we are sleeping on a mattress that is made out of gasoline, right? Or oil, not gasoline necessarily, but oil, because plastics are mainly produced from oils, and they're leaking these gases, these fumes,
Yeah.
into the air that you're breathing, right? So textiles, furniture, there's a lot of plastic in furnitures today. Some furnitures are
Kitchen.
made kitchen utensils, kitchen containers that's made out of plastic. Even the
Yeah.
BPA free is not safe. It just doesn't have BPA, but it
Yeah.
has a lot of other stuff that's not good for you. So,
Yes.
I wouldn't have a container drinking from that says BPA free. It's not good enough, right? It's stainless steel or glass,
Yeah.
right? Stainless
Yeah.
steel or glass. There's no other way, or or ceramics, but that's it. You know,
Yeah.
not aluminium, not plastics of any kind in your kitchen or in your life. All right, because all of those has an effect. And since there are a lot of them together, even even electronics, right? Because one thing is the EMF radiation, but another thing is how much of, like, I'm sitting with a MacBook Pro here. Is the whole body is made out of aluminium. All right. All the keys are made out of different kinds of plastic, right?
Yeah.
So it's not very good, right? So people should reduce. And then of course people are working, on electronics, and then they are using their phone the whole day. It's like there's so many factors that makes you unhealthy
Yeah.
that even if the whatever chemical you're exposed to or radiation you're exposed to, even if it does impact your skin, it also impacts your internal organs, your brain,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So, which in turn make it not able to function as well as it can, and when that happens, the cancer cells are very happy because they get the right amount of conditions to reproduce. And cancer is, there are so many kinds of cancer,
Yeah.
right? And the fact is, even some people are doing what do you call it? What's it called? When they do that thing with the cleaning up their intestines. Through
Colonic.
hydrotherapy. Yeah, colonic. Yeah. Um, yeah, you can see some of the things. If you look at, search on YouTube, guys, for those colonic cleansers, where they have the machine, they're cleaning out with water everything, your large intestines and whatnot. It's nasty stuff, right? And the have a piece of meat inside, inside your digestive system for weeks even. It doesn't all
Mm.
just come out, right?
Yeah.
There are people who went to colonics and a week before they did not eat meat, but still, when they did the colonics and they see it through that machine, that the whole thing, you can see what's coming through the water, they're seeing pieces of meat that they
Mm.
ate a week ago. And
Yeah.
those meats are actually creating problems in your intestines, right? So,
Yeah. It's
all right,
so.
next question. We don't want to make
Yeah.
this
So.
2 hour video.
Yeah, no, actually, pretty much about it. Well, someone is asking about keloid, but that's just something, you know, pre, after the skin cure. But that depends
You're
on,
talking about colloidal silver?
no, keloid. I don't know what is it in English. It's a scar after it's finished, after it's cured. It's creating a bump that is not flat like a skin pre being, distorted. Like after you have cesarean, after my cesarean, and then for some people it creates like a big bump on the scar that's
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
some people don't have problem at all, but yeah, that's have something to do also, not just the nutrition, in my opinion,
Okay.
researching about
Uh,
that, but there's
yeah,
another
yeah,
thing to
yeah.
talk about. Yes.
So you don't want me to address that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I can do that just quickly. Number
Yeah.
one, for your information, and this is not just in Indonesia, this is in many countries. A lot of nurses or midwives, when they are when you come for checkups and then are getting close to the delivery date, they will find excuses for you to do the cesarean section, right? To
Mm,
yeah, when it's not necessary.
mm,
Experience, right, Daisy?
yeah.
Uh, they will do that because of money, because they get a lot more money from doing a cesarean than doing a vaginal birth,
Mm,
right? So they have a money to gain from saying it, and there's no real statistics, but I would estimate probably 90% of cesareans were not necessary. All
mm,
right. And a lot of women, they are like, oh yes, but if I do cesarean, my vagina will stay intact. Okay, but the fact is, because something happens when you deliver 2 or 3 babies, right? If you don't exercise, yeah, maybe you won't have the same condition at all.
mm,
But you don't need a lot of exercise to restore that, and especially if you're doing the right diet, it will be like you never had a child in your life.
mm,
All right. So
mhm,
and the fact is, if you compare doing cesarean and having up to 6 months having the wound care and the pain, a lot of women have 6 months later they still have pain in that wound, because you really have to be very careful, because
mm.
it's kind of big, that wound, obviously, right?
Yeah.
You have to get a baby out through that way, so it's like it's a little bit big, and it takes a while to for the wound to heal properly, and
Mm,
it's a stressful situation. All right, because of course it's not natural to give birth that way, so it's a stressful
mm.
situation which creates that bumpy wound,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the fact is, um, like Buddhisi, for example, don't have that bump, for at least not something that's clearly visible, and that's because of diet and of exercise. All right.
Mm,
So if you have that bump, you know, you can even reduce the size of that bump over time
mm,
if you exercise, and with the right type of massage
mm,
around the wound
mm,
and the right diet. You can actually reduce it even years after that bump was
Yeah.
created.
Mm.
So, but like I said, most people could have avoided the cesarean. Okay, it is hard. It is scary to have to go against what the doctor advised.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
yeah, I understand that, but you have to, he have to be showing you the facts, not just
Mm.
saying, oh yeah, you are too small, so you might have difficulty getting the baby out and stuff like that. It's too short, the birth canal, and like they're using
Yeah.
lingo that makes you confused. If
Mm.
they can't show you, if they can't show you through ultrasound,
Mm.
USG. If you they can't show you this is the actual fact, then you should suspect that they are just trying to convince you for the money. I'm sorry to
Mm.
say that. I hope we don't have too many doctors getting angry at me for calling them out, but and they and
What?
not all doctors are doing that. They are good doctors, but I'm sorry, but a lot of them are not that good.
Well, we can always talk about it in a special place in Graceful Sister community where we can talk more like
Yes.
sensitive stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. Do you
yeah.
have any more
So
questions?
no, no, no more questions. So yeah, I mean, like overall, the skin is like make it into like a mirror for
Yes, you
our
could say that.
internal. Yeah, and
Hmm.
then don't brush it off with go to laser or finding like quick solution to remove
Yeah, you
any.
can. Yeah, you can say that your skin is like a Facebook group for your organs.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh,
Anything else?
yeah. Uh, now I'm very interested about since you were talking about the natural versus cesarean birth. Maybe another time I can invite you talking about that either outside in YouTube here or maybe in the Graceful Sister community. So it's like it's more private.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that as a special session in
Exactly.
the Graceful Sisters community
Yeah.
about healthy pregnancy. Maybe we need to make it fertility, pregnancy, and postnatal,
Oh,
and
that
then
would
of
be
course
very
the actual
interesting.
delivery. Yeah,
That would be very interesting. Let's do that. Let,
yeah.
let me schedule
Because
it.
you can't separate those things because
No.
if you make sure you have a healthy pregnancy, most likely you won't have any of those issues in the delivery or postnatal anyway. So
Oh, by the way, this
it's
actually,
all
yeah. No, sorry, I cut you off. It's perfect
it's
because
okay.
on Saturday we open. There will be the opening of the Better Mom course. So yeah, I would love to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
you, talk about that
yeah.
there.
Okay, but
Okay,
and
thank
don't
you.
forget
Yes.
you have the healthy pregnancy in the Graceful Sisters community, right?
No, it's an IHL, the healthy pregnancy course,
Oh,
but
okay.
we're gonna offer that for just
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
alone course.
We need to redo that again.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. That's it.
It's 1 hour.
Okay. All right. You're
All right.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a great
Okay.
day.
You
Assalamualaikum.
too. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.